list that I noted during our earlier discussion of potential outcomes that could be considered. The Rockville Village Corporation continues, the Rockville Village Corporation dissolves, refinance the debt. Town refinancing the debt, maybe the 7. Forgiveness, seeking forgiveness of a loan, pursuing grants, or defaulting on the loan. That's the list that I had. If someone has other ideas that needs to add to it, we can still do that. So I just those 7.
Refinancing and grants, just a different point.
Right. I listed them separately. In fact, I listed refinance, that's 2 different ways. This is refinancing the debt, or have the account refinance the debt, because it's 2 separate entities, the corporation.
2 separate interest rates.
Right.
Well, they really shouldn't be considered as 2 separate things, because if you get the grant, then you pay off part of your bill and your financial picture is changed. It's like a subsidy. But you still change financing one way or the other.
So I have those 7, and I'm curious, and I wanted if there are other ideas.
Are we just talking about the debt plan?
My understanding of the charge to the tax board is that that's our primary focus, so that would be my preference, that we're talking about the debt. Assuming that if the village corporation wishes additional help around the maintenance issues, they will ask for it, but they haven't that I know of.
Yeah, well, Terry, I don't really want to be part of a group that recommends how to deal with the present crisis absent any remarks even on what comes after that crisis passes. It's like taking a carbuncle off of somebody who has pancreas cancer. What would you suggest?
That you speak to the selectmen because it is they who constituted this group and gave us our charge. And
well, no ma'am, I'm speaking to the chairman of this group. You are the chairman, are you?
The charge of this
yeah, well, can I remind you, Terry, that you're chairing a committee.
Yeah.
And in most understanding of a committee chairman, the committee chairman does not speak. She recognizes speakers. Terry, you have spoken at tremendous length on all matters. If you want to speak, I'd be very interested to hear what you say, but you should step down from the chair and let someone else direct.
Thank you. What I would like to respond to is my responsibility in organizing and how we use our collective time. We don't have a charge that is as broad as you wish it to be. If you would like the charge to be broader, you need to address that with the selectmen, because absent their charge for this group, we would not be here tonight.
Actually, you're mistaken. I'll explain to you why.
Okay.
Because you're here to look for solutions. If you're here to look for solutions, one of the things you need to do in looking for solutions is if we solve this particular problem, and then we have another $2 million bill to the road being built on 117, then we've done nothing. And what he is saying is, we can't just, do we fix this problem knowing we have another major one coming down the road? This is an extremely good point. And if we are looking at solutions, you have to look at the future. If you don't think that's the case, he is right.
Well, I'm suggesting is that having sat with the selectmen in making the charge, it is not my understanding that the global issue, because it presumes input that we
You're
don't
talking.
What I'm suggesting is that having sat with the selectmen in making the charge, it is not my understanding that the global issue, because it presumes input that we
You're talking in circles. I'm sorry. You're absolutely talking in circles. And I don't believe you're paying on this. And the people out here are paying on this. I'm looking up there. I think there may be 2 people up there paying on this. And the rest of us are sitting back quietly while you talk in circles. And I'm sorry. This is not going to work. You've got to get direction. You've got to take this thing by the tail. And you've got to do something about it. You cannot sit here for an hour and a half talking in circles. This is absolutely absurd. I've been involved in politics since 1983, and I've never seen a circus like this. I'm infuriated watching this. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Because it was one of the intent. But I'm very, very honest in saying is I understand what responsibility we've been given as limited.
So if you all would like to continue a general conversation for a moment, I'm going to slip into the other room and see if maybe we can get some more. You can start looking at those warrants. Look ready to go. Yes.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions I'd like to ask the Board of Selectmen. Because I volunteered to make notes and take videos and so forth to try to keep records straight, especially, well, I'm on this, you were good enough to appoint me to that water task force, you know?
Yeah.
And when Mrs. Hayes came in the first meeting, she said that she had sat on the, no, she had sat with the selectmen. As soon as they sat on it, but no, she sat with the selectmen, and that she was given the charge, well, she was given the chair, and she was given the charge to study only the debt. And I looked through, I was trying to put that together, and I looked through the selectmen's minutes, and I couldn't find anything about it. So can anybody tell me when that occurred and who was there?
What are we talking about? Task force?
Yes.
She wasn't given the chairmanship. That was left open to the committee. The committee wound up figuring out that they wanted me to facilitate.
No, when she entered the room, she said that she had been appointed chairman by the Board of Selectmen. She used the phrase, "I sat with the Board of Selectmen." And that's what I'm trying to run down. Was that a selectmen's meeting?
There was a selectmen's meeting where the task force was created. The 5 members were named. No one was appointed chair at that meeting.
Was anyone briefed at that meeting about limitations on what to consider?
The general conversation was to go out and look at what could be done about the current debt that they had and how we could help them, and bring back a recommendation to this board.
Was there any conversation about restricting the charge of the committee to that debt and excluding future plans?
No.
Okay, thank you. Then the date of that was the date when you looked at the names and appointed the committee?
Yeah.